Do you guys want to see what Grand Theft Auto Online was supposed to look like in 2012? Rockstar actually had a very different vision than what we got right now, and this is something we've talked about in previous videos, and we've talked about the beta maps and how it was supposed to be more like Cops and Crooks. Well, according to insider and data miner WildBrick142, they ended up saying this: as it turns out, the 2012 era Cops and Crooks gang territory outlines still exist in the game. On PC at least, they're missing from the Gen 7 files. There's only 41 territories, and a lot that we're seeing in a dev portfolio are missing, but it's something. Also, each territory supports up to 3 owners. The game would cycle between the gang color of each territory owner, though I don't know if multiple owners thing was an actual thing or just dev debug testing. The game requires 3 owners, all 3 can be in the same gang, to be set at all times. So it's pretty cool. It just gives you a look at how the world was going to work in Grand Theft Auto Online. It was essentially going to be broken down into a set of different territories, and it was basically going to be, if you were in this gang, you wanted to get as many territories as you could for that gang, and if you were in the other one, you wanted to fight them back, and they would flip-flop. So obviously we know that has become way different than what we see now in Grand Theft Auto Online. But this was originally going to be Rockstar's idea of essentially making GTA Online a Cops and Crooks mode, an expansion of what we saw from Grand Theft Auto 4's multiplayer, where we kind of had a game mode similar to that. But obviously things transition, Grand Theft Auto Online becomes more popular than ever, and we get various different updates and themes and new DLCs that don't really have anything to do with Cops and Crooks. Now, flash forward about 8 years later, in the summer of 2020, Grand Theft Auto Online was supposed to get a Cops and Crooks DLC. That was the rumor, that was the report, that was what Rockstar had planned. Well, due to events that happened in the real world, and for whatever reasons that might have also happened behind the scenes, Rockstar decided, you know what, this is not a good idea, or we're going to scrap it, or this doesn't make sense, and instead we got the Los Santos Summer Special. Now, since that update has come out, there have been lots of findings found in the files that suggest that update is real. Whether it's lines of code, whether it's actions and animations that our characters can do, like putting their hands up, getting arrested, etc. And now today, we got some brand new information that definitely suggests a Cops and Crooks DLC was going to come out, with new details on what that sort of content was going to be like, and a whole lot more. So I reached out to a user on Twitter, MonkeyPolice188. We featured some of his content in previous videos. He's a Grand Theft Auto enthusiast, researcher, data miner, and modder. And I essentially asked if he could explain the recent Cops and Crooks findings, because there was actually a pretty big one. So what happened today is someone actually leaked the GTA source code. I kid you not. I'm not going to leave a link to it in the description because I'm not sure how fond Rockstar would be of something like that, but you can literally find it online. Anyone can look at it. And you can look at so many different things like DLC details, cutscene data. You can look at things like graphics and the HUD and money and networking and all sorts of different things like player physics, save game migration. And so there was a lot of stats that were published. And if you don't know what to look for, it might be hard to identify, but essentially there was complete solved tunable data alongside script native functions and their parameters documented. And the script tunables data in netscriptstunables.sch contains references to various aspects of the cut Cops and Crooks DLC from 2020. And we know that because it sits right between the Casino Heist update, which came at the end of 2019, and the Los Santos Special DLC. And the data includes references to unlockable vehicles, weapons, game modes, masks, clothing, outfits, and tattoos. And the DLC was obviously substituted with Los Santos Summer Special due to the real-life events that were going on at the time. So this is really cool because we've known about the Cops and Crooks DLC before, but we've never really known what it was going to include. And one of the big things was vehicles, obviously. We don't have the chance currently in game right now to store police cars or modify them or really use them in any way. So the vehicles include a 5th and 6th generation generic police vehicle, a police Greenwood, which is kind of interesting because we received that in the Criminal Enterprises update, a new police bike, a police Riata, a police Caracara, a police Granger, a new police Buffalo, a new police transporter, a police Panto, a police Bati, police Gauntlet, and 2 additional non-police vehicles, the Zoku and a new Surfer, probably both hippie vehicles. Now, we know that previously the police T2, the police Buffalo, and Surfer 3 were discovered in the tunables in 2020, and the police Greenwood and the police Granger revealed that the current Greenwood and Granger 3600LX were probably meant to originally be police vehicles. Now, there's also references to a ton of cool outfits, including outfits for LSPD officers, park rangers, sheriff officers, highway patrol, tech contractors, and a tactical sheriff officer, as well as a unaffiliated foot soldier, O'Neill's hackers, and Bala's enforcer, which again goes to the Cops and Crooks vibe. Now, there was also supposed to be a couple of weapons, including a police rifle and numerous gadget, as well as police spikes, BZ gas grenades Mark II, flash grenades, stun grenades, and a kinetic ram. That sounds interesting. And there was also supposed to be some kind of intro video upon joining Grand Theft Auto Online, very similar to either the Criminal Enterprises DLC or the Diamond Casino and Resort, where it was the first thing you viewed when you entered. And there's also a huge amount of stats for Cops and Crooks missions that can be found in there as well, that again falls between the Los Santos Summer Special yacht stuff and the Cayo Perico heist. So there was definitely going to be some missions involved with it too. So you can see right off the bat, this is going to be a full-fledged DLC. Missions, clothing, vehicles, weapons, it looks like it had it all. But unfortunately, we don't know if we're ever going to get an update like this, if it's been cut altogether, if it's been scrapped, if parts of the DLC, like the Granger and the Greenwood, have just been added into other updates. And on that note, we actually heard from Insider TezFunds2 on this entire subject. He was responding to someone that said, so I guess a bit of source code got leaked, which has led us to knowing a bit more about the Cops and Crooks update and what it was going to entail vehicle-wise. Same with outfit names that I'm assuming were meant to be unlockables. Part of me hopes we'll still see these someday, as the vehicles that were chosen are decent fits. And he said, I'm more surprised the Greenwood was initially meant for the Cops and Crooks update, only to be added with the Criminal Enterprises DLC, with more follow-up, as someone ended up basically questioning whether or not the update actually existed. And TezFunds2 says that we have code from developers confirming the DLC existed. That's pretty much a confirmation. The code isn't someone with an opinion, it's completely objective. Obviously, Rockstar isn't going to talk about some cut DLC on the newswire. And that's explaining why we haven't heard it from Rockstar, because at the end of the day, this update has been cut. It's never seen the light of day. And I think the most likely scenario for the entire thing is that it's just pieced and packaged into future updates, like what we saw with the Greenwood and the Granger. That would be my best guess, but that is the newest details on the Cops and Crooks update that woulda, coulda, shoulda been for Grand Theft Auto Online. I'd love to hear from you guys in those comments down below. Let me know what you think about all the information we talked about in this video today. Do you think the Cops and Crooks DLC would have been a good one, or do you think it would have just been a so-so DLC and you're glad that Rockstar decided not to go through with it? Let me know what you guys think in those comments down below. I'd love to hear from you guys down there. If you guys did go to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new. You want to stay up to date on all the latest GTA and all the Rockstar Games videos that I'll be doing here on my channel. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.